Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Mustafa Abdul Ghafar dengan NRP 502241171 di Proyek Informasi kelas B IT. Ini kami membahas tentang live navigating the Linux file system and permission settings, objectives, and the slide will familiarize yourself with Linux systems. Uh, Linux file systems, part 1, exploring file systems in Linux, part 2, file permissions, part 3, symbolic links, and other special file types. For clarification, we need several workstation without VM. Instructions. Part 1. Exploring file systems in Linux. Linux is one of the most popular features. Linux file system is one of the most popular features. While Linux supports many different types of file systems, the lab will focus on the ext family. Step 1. Access the command file. Launch the drops workstation VM and open the terminal window. And make a new one. Step 2. Display the file systems currently mounted. Custom must be mounted before they can be accessed and used. In computing, mounting a file system means to make it accessible to the operating system. Use lsbkey command to display all blocked devices. The output shows that the CyberOps workstation VM has three blocked devices installed: SR0, SDA, and SDB. SDA, SDB. Use the mount command to display more detailed information on the currently mounted file system in CyberOps workstation, the VM. Use the mount command to display more detailed information to the currently mounted file systems in the CyberOps workstation VM. Many of the file systems above are out of scope of this course and irrelevant to the lab. Let's focus on the root file system. It is stored in /dev/sda1. On mount command again, this time use the pipe to send the output mount to grep to filter out and output display only the root file system. Nice. This. Oh, what is the meaning of the output? Where are the listed files physically stored? Let's see. Bin is stored in user bin. Lib is user lib. So yeah, just the first command changes the directory to the root directory. The root directory is the highest level of the file system because root directory. Why is step SDB1 not shown in the output above? It's not currently mounted. Step 3. Manually mounting and unmounting file systems. The mount command can also be used to mount and unmount file system. As seen in step 1, the CyberOps workstation VM has two drives installed. The first one was recognized as a kernel as /dev.sta, while the second one was recognized as dev.sdb. Before a block device can be mounted, it must have a mounting point. Use the list command to verify the directory second drive is in the unlist home directory. Second drive. Use ls display again to list the contents of the newly created second drive directory. Notice that the directory is empty. Use the mount command to mount dev.sdb1 on a newly created second drive directory. The output is provided, which means the mounting process was successful. Now that the dev SDB has been mounted on home and the second drive, use list to list the contents of the directory again. Why is the directory no longer empty? Why? Where are the listed files physically stored? And they're stored in second drive, home, analyst, second drive. So, and SDB1. I think that, yeah, the mount analyst second drive becomes the entry point to the file system stored in the SDB1. Issue the mount command with no option again to display the detailed information about dev SDB1 partition. As before, use grep command to display the only display dev SDX systems, file systems. Unmounting file system is just as simple. Make sure you change the directory to something outside the mounting point and use the unmount command as shown below. How you mount. Part 2. File permissions. Linux file systems have built-in features to control the ability of the users to view, change, navigate, and execute the contents of the file systems. Essentially, each file in file system carries its own set of permissions, always carrying a set of definitions about what users and groups can do with the file. Step 1. Visualize and change the file permission. Navigate to home and the list tab support scripts. List. Do this command to display file permissions. Consider the psyops file as example. Who is the owner of the file? How about the group? Let's see here. This analyst. The owner is analyst. The group is also analyst. The permissions for psyops are RWRR. What does that mean? So, psyops. Yep, that's right. The owner of the file, the analyst user, can read and write the files but not execute it. The members of the analyst group, other than the owner, can only read the file, no executions. So yeah, read write, read. The attach command is very simple and useful. It follows for the quick creation of an empty text file. Use the command below to create an empty file in the -mnt directory. Permission denied. Was the file not created? Is the permission. Ownership and content of the /mnt directory and explain what happened. With the addition of the -d option, it lists the permission of the parent directory. Record the answer in the lines below. root. The permission of the -mnt directory is owned by the root users. This way, only the root user is allowed to write to the mnt. What can be done for the touch command shown above to be successful? Well, you have to change the permissions. Yeah. Command can be associated as root, adding sudo before it, or the permissions of can be modified. The chmod command is used to change permissions of a file or directory. As before, mount dev sdb partition on home analyst second drive. In the second drive directory, and list the contents. Check if we have successful. Yeah. What are permissions of my file.txt file? That's root. Yeah. Oh, that. Oh. Use the chmod command to change the permissions of my file.txt. Apa udah berubah? Hmm. Did the permission change? Tidak. No. Oh, tidak. You did. What? The chmod command takes permissions in the octal mode. In that way, a breakdown of the 665 is as follows. 6 is octal binary, is 110 in binary. Assuming each permission can be file can be 1 or 0, 110 means read write, but not execute. Therefore, the command chmod 665 myfile.txt command changes the permission to read write, read not write, but execute. What command would change if the permission granting any users uh, to full access to file? I'll have to convert all of this into 777. The chown command is used to change ownership of a file or directory. Issue the command below to make the root owner of the file myfile.txt. Now that the analyst is the file owner, by appending the word res test to the end of myfile.txt. Yes. Step 2. Directory and permissions. Similar to regular files, directory also carry permissions. Both files and directories have 9 bits for the permissions of the owner slash user, the group, and others. There are also 3 more bits for special permissions that set UID, set GID, and sticky, which is beyond the scope of the line. Change back to the home analyst directories. Support live files directory and use the list command to list all the files with the details. Compare the permissions of the malware directory to the mininet service file. The difference between the beginning part of the malware line and the mininet services line. Mininet services and the malware line. The nomornya 1 dan 2. Hmm? Oh iya, ada D. Wait, ada dua dan satu. Oh, the beginning. The letter D at the beginning of the line indicates that the file type is a directory and not a file. Another difference is that the file directory information is the execute bit. If the file has states execute bit or not, it means it cannot be executed by the system. The chmod and chown commands work for directories in the same way they work for files. Partiga symbolic links and other special file types. You have now seen some of the different file types in Linux. The first character in each file is listed as ls list command shows the file type. The three different file types of Linux include the subtypes character are regular files, directory files, special files, including block files and other things. Step 1, examine file types. Use the list command to display the files in the home analyst folder. Produce listing of the /dev directory. Scroll to the middle of the output and notice how the block files begins with a B and the character device files begin with a C. And the symbolic link files begin with an L. Symbolic links in Linux are like shortcuts in Windows. There are two types of links in Linux, symbolic links and hard links. The difference between symbolic links and hard link is that a symbolic link file points to the file name of another file and hard link file points to the contents of another file. Create two files by using echo. Use a ln/s to create a symbolic link to file1.txt and link to create a hard link to file2.txt. Use the list command to examine directory list. Change the name. I think that's something. I don't know. Ya, terima kasih untuk menonton video saya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.